Lately, I've been drowning. Not literally, just in bills. For 2 years now, I've been dragging myself from town to town, chasing job listings, low rank, and the hope of one stable paycheck. I've slept in my car, gone days without food, said yes to jobs I should have run from, like this one, selling water filters, door to door. It was a scam. I knew that, but they paid per sale, and I hadn't eaten in 2 days. So yeah, I knocked, all day, all doors, nothing, not even a polite no thank you. Just slams, glares, silence. I told myself I'd hit one more house, then I'd quit. Just one more. It was the last house on the block. Paint peeling, lawn overgrown, one window broken and patched with duct-taped cardboard. I almost walked past. I wish I had. I knocked. At first, nothing. Just silence. Then the door cracked open. Darkness inside. A man's shape, tall, broad, stood just beyond the threshold. I couldn't see his face. "What are you selling?" he asked. Deep voice, flat tone. I fumbled. My hands were shaking with hunger. Clear water's filtration systems," I said. "If I could have a moment, I'd like to show you how dirty your tap water is." He stared, like he was measuring me. Then, without a word, he opened the door wider, inviting me in. I hesitated, but I followed. I was hungry. The house smelled wrong, like mildew and skin. Not dirty, just empty. The kitchen had almost nothing. A table, 2 chairs, a microwave, a fridge, and a block full of knives. No dishes, no trash. No life. "May I have a cup of water to test?" I asked. He didn't move, didn't answer, just stared at me. That's when my stomach turned, not from hunger, from instinct. This wasn't right. The silence, the smell, the way he was standing. Too casual, too sure. I turned to leave. He punched me in the face. I hit the floor hard. My nose exploded in pain. I tried to scramble back. He was already on me. I kicked, fought, yelled, but I hadn't eaten. I was weak. He slammed my head against the floor. Everything went black for a second. When I came to, my wrists were zip-tied behind me. He lifted me like I weighed nothing and forced me into a chair. I didn't know what to do. But then, a knock at the door. He froze. I almost screamed. He pointed a gun at me. That shut me up. He walked to the front door, keeping the gun behind his back. I gripped the knife I'd stolen from the floor, bound hands tight around the handle, but couldn't use it yet. A new voice spoke, light, cheerful. "Hi there, I'm with the Watchtower, just spreading some good news today." My blood ran cold. This guy had no idea what he was walking into. The gunman let him in, didn't say a word. The kid, young, maybe mid-20s, sharp suit, bright smile, froze when he saw me. "Is this a bad time?" he asked, smile faltering. He turned to leave. Too late. The attacker grabbed him, slammed him against the table, pinned him. Just like me, zip ties. Just like me, into a chair, and terrified. The man finally spoke. I can't believe my luck. 2 products knocking on my door. Thought I was only shipping 1 today. My stomach twisted. Products. He wasn't just a killer. He was selling us. I spotted the gun in his waistband. Close, but too far to grab. I needed a distraction. The new guy panicked. He bolted. Gunshot. He hit the floor. Crimson spilled across his pristine white shirt. I froze, knife still in hand. Too late. "You're worth more alive," the man said. He stepped over the body, put the gun to my cheek. "I'll make you a deal. Call 2 more people. I let you go." I didn't answer. I didn't have anyone to call. Not anymore. He grabbed my hair, shoved his face into mine. "You're telling me a guy like you has no one? Not even a girlfriend? A cousin you don't like?" I barely heard him. because the man he'd just shot was standing up, silent, smiling, not bleeding. He climbed the wall, like gravity didn't exist. He walked across the ceiling. Still smiling, still silent. "Turn around," I whispered. The man ignored me. "Turn around." Finally he did, just in time to see the not-so-dead man drop from the ceiling, snap his wrist, toss him across the room like a doll. I didn't breathe. The thing turned to me, winked. "Sit tight." I didn't trust him, but I wasn't moving. The monster dragged our attacker back up, pinned him to a chair, smiled like this was all a joke. "You said we're products. Who's the buyer? Mr. Shark?" "F you." The man spat. The thing's mouth opened. A tube, thin, sharp, shot out into the attacker's eye. He froze, paralyzed. The thing was calm, too calm. "You could have made this easy, but your greed let me in, and your gun made you confident." He raised a claw, curved, glinting like insect legs, sliced the top of the man's skull open. Then he fed. I looked away. The sounds were enough. Wet, crunching, horrible. When I opened my eyes, he was wiping his mouth. I did something stupid. I stabbed him. Right in the neck. He looked at me, confused. "Ow." I grabbed his hand, burned it with a flicker of energy, something I didn't know I still had. He tossed me across the kitchen. Good, I landed near the knives. We fought. I lost. He had me by the throat. His face opened, 4 segments, teeth inside teeth. Then, a noise upstairs. We both froze. He dragged me with him, to the closet. The door creaked open. Small feet ran out. A child, no older than 4, crying. "Gaddy." The thing caught the child, held him, cradled him. "It's so cute," he whispered. I blinked. "What?" He bathed the kid, gently, with soap from the bathroom. Handed me a phone. "Call the number, now." I did. A woman arrived soon after. She was furious, at first. Then she saw the kid, held him, tears in her eyes. I was silent. "You're bleeding," she said. "I'm fine." "August," she snapped at the creature. "What the hell did you do?" "I'm on a leash," he said with a shrug. He showed the black sigil around his neck. I recognized it. Binding mark. He couldn't hurt anyone not related to his mission. There's been a trafficking ring, selling humans to monsters. I'm tracking the sellers, not the products. I frowned. "You were going to eat me. You stabbed me first. Self-defense." I rolled my eyes. Monsters make great lawyers. I didn't stay long. The woman offered a ride. I took it. My apartment felt colder than usual when I got back. I collapsed into bed. Didn't move for hours. A few days later, an email. Payment received. Human trafficking investigation assistance. Enough to cover rent. I stared at it for a long time. Was it from the woman or from August? He didn't seem like he needed money. Maybe that's why he gave it away. I still get emails about monster hunting work. Sometimes I think about going back, but no. Customer service is bad. But it's not monsters eating brains off the floor bad. Two years ago, someone I was close to took his own life. His name was Phil. At the time, he was living with his mom. She was the one who found him, hanging from the ceiling fan in his bedroom. Toxicology said it wasn't just suicide. His system was overloaded with opiates, enough to kill 5 men. Heroin. Lots of it. That part didn't surprise me. We used to get high together. But I'm the one who made it out. I left that life behind. He didn't. I tried. I really did. Gave him money. Let him crash at my place when his mom kicked him out. Tried to get him into rehab. He never changed. Some people don't. So eventually I cut him off. You might say I'm a shitty friend, but if you've ever loved an addict who didn't want help, you know. There's a line between helping someone and drowning with them. He'd steal from me, lie to me, bring strangers into my house, trash the place, and somehow, I was always the one to blame. It all ended after I came home one night and found him in my living room, smoking black tar with 3 other people. That was it. I beat his ass, kicked him out, and told him to pick up his crap the next day from the lawn. He never showed up. A year later, I got a call. "Phil's dead, John," his mother said. "Oh, okay," I answered. That's all there was. No crying, just facts, just the silence, and a weight that's never really left. I still think about him. I remember the good days. Hiking to our smoke spot in the woods, dreaming of starting a band. He had a good heart once, before the drugs hollowed him out. Fast forward to a week ago. I came home late from work. My girlfriend was out of town visiting her parents, so it was just me. First thing I noticed, scratches on my front door. Thin, shallow, but deliberate. Some near the bottom, some around the handle. I live in a semi-rural area. Could have been an animal. We had a bear try to get into the garage once. I didn't think too much about it until I walked inside. I locked the door, set my keys down, and then knock, half-second pause. Knock, knock, 1 second. Knock, 1 second. Knock, knock, knock. I checked the peephole. Nothing. Not a soul. Opened my Ring app. Still nothing. Maybe I imagined it. I went to make pasta. I was starving, and just as I started boiling water, the same rhythm, but this time on the kitchen window. I froze, pulled the blinds. Nothing there. I grabbed my flashlight and stormed outside. Whoever's out there, fuck off, I've got a gun. Silence. Only the wind in the trees. Back inside. Locked everything. Ate dinner. Watched TV. I was just starting to forget it when my phone buzzed. A text from Phil. Just one word. Hey, it couldn't be. His phone shouldn't even exist anymore. Then more messages came. Hey, hey, hey. I replied, what the fuck? And then, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I texted, is this Francine? No reply. Just more of the same. Then he started calling me. Over and over. Until I answered. Silence. Then wind. Then muttering. Soft, like whispers behind glass. The call ended. Bang, bang, bang. Someone was at the front door. I grabbed my gun. Looked through the peephole. No one. Then I heard it. The kitchen door. Creaking open. I turned, and it was wide open. I slammed it shut. Locked it. Ran to my room and barricaded the door. My phone buzzed again. What are you doing? 3 more times. Then a picture. It was the woods. From below the trees. Sky darkening. A familiar place. Another message. Open the door, John. 15 times. I called 911. 911, what's your emergency? Before I could speak. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I looked at my screen. It said Phil. Then came the screaming. Open the door, John. Open the door, John. Open the door, John. Pounding. Furious. Shaking the door. I shouted. What the hell do you want from me, Phil? You're dead. Silence. Then another message. Lol, sorry. Lol, sorry. It's not really me. It's not really me. You're not alone. The knocking started again. That rhythm, always the same. Until one knock shook the door so hard, I thought it'd cave in. Then came the scream. Non-stop. Inhuman. Piercing. No breathing. No pauses. Just pure sound. It lasted 8 minutes. Then silence. The lights under my door turned on. But they weren't normal lights. They shifted. Twisted. Moved like liquid. The whispers came back. Then, music. It took me a second, but I recognized it. The outro of a song Phil and I recorded. Eternity in Delirium. Reversed. Looping. Over and over and over. He sent another message. I'm so scared. Then another picture. Deeper into the forest. I know that place. I just can't see it clearly. The knocking continues. Every few minutes. Like a clock ticking. Every call I try to make goes to his number. No help is coming. He won't let me leave. And if this is Phil, he's not the Phil I knew. If I make it to morning, I'll send another update. If not, don't open the door. translate ancient languages, Akkadian, classical Syriac, a little Enochian, if you believe in that sort of thing. I usually work for museums, sometimes grad students with too much time, too little sleep. It's quiet work, safe, or it used to be. Then I got an email. No subject line, no signature, just this. I have something you need to see. I'll pay triple your normal rate. Bring gloves. Attached was a set of photos. Scanned pages, maybe 30 in total, a journal. Leather-bound, cracked and scabbed. Pages yellow as old teeth. Ink turned the color of rust. The writing. At first, it made no sense. Harsh, angular. Too sharp to be comfortable. Like cuneiform, if it had been scrawled by something blind and angry. But the structure, the rhythm of the symbols, it felt intentional. I stared at the first page for hours. Didn't move. Didn't eat. Then I sent back one word. I'll do it. The money hit my account within minutes. $15,000. No name, no trail. Just numbers. The journal had no title, no date, no author. Just one line, etched into the inside cover like a wound. What is bound must speak. The first pages were nonsense. Fragmented thoughts, names I'd never seen. Ergashal, Nevatel, Vascarabalo. Places no map had ever shown. But over time, a voice emerged. Not on the page, in my head. This wasn't a diary, it was a confession. From something that wasn't human. It spoke of its fall, of being cast down like rotted gold from the stars, of remembering the cold before light, the smoke of offerings, the worship of creatures made from meat and hope. And then, the silence, the forgetting, the binding. It said it had been trapped inside a vessel, not an object, a person. A host who spoke my words, but whose throat bled for them. That line stuck with me. So did this one. The translator becomes the transcriber. The transcriber becomes the vessel. After that, I stopped sleeping. The more I read, the more I understood words I shouldn't. Not just the meaning, but the feeling of them. Like they were alive. Like they were watching me. Then the carving started. Symbols, deep, clean, perfect, appeared on my apartment walls. Not drawn, not scratched, carved. I live alone. No one else has keys, but they were there, everywhere. On the ceiling, the mirror, even the underside of my desk. Then came the voice, not in my ears, in my thoughts, but not my thoughts. It called itself Vor-Kael. It said I'd unlocked its prison, that I'd opened the gate with my tongue. It said it had waited centuries for someone who could read its story in the right order. I tried to burn the journal. It wouldn't catch. I soaked it in gasoline. Nothing. I tried deleting the files. They multiplied instead. Folder after folder, hundreds of them. Then everything vanished. Just gone. I emailed the man who hired me. No reply. The address was dead. The payment reversed. Like none of it ever happened. But I still have the words. Inside me. And now, I wake up in strange places. Subway tunnels. Rooftops. Bridges no one uses anymore. And always, someone dies nearby. Not right away, a few days later. One was found with her jaw shattered. Another drowned in perfectly dry air. The last, he had pages, actual paper, torn and folded inside his body, sewn into the walls of his stomach. Each one had a phrase carved somewhere on them. The translator becomes the vessel. Neighbors say I scream in my sleep. Not words, not language. Just backward sounds, like something being unsaid. I recorded myself once. I wish I hadn't. There's one page I haven't translated, the final one. I sealed it in a metal box. I buried it. Then I burned the ground. Still, I feel it calling. Last night, I found a symbol on my skin, carved into the sole of my foot. I never felt it happen. But I recognized the glyph. It means open. I think I know what the final page says. I think it says, the door has remembered its name. And I'm not a translator anymore. I'm the door, and something is knocking. Watch out.